Good morning, guys. Today we're going to be doing a full day of eating, what a 130 kilogram bodybuilder eats in the off season, 6 meals a day, and then I will run you through my current gear stack as well. We have had an escalation. Here are my current check-in photos from yesterday. Today is Tuesday, and I'll always check in on Monday. Sat at 130 kilograms, have held weight all of last week, which is a good thing because I pushed up pretty fast when there was a food and gear escalation. So we're kind of just looking to settle around this body weight for the next few weeks. Definitely feeling a bit tired, less water retention. Last week we had a trip to London. Me and Hope went to shoot with Vanquish VQ, my sponsor. And I did actually become a little bit ill over the weekend. Nothing major, just pure exhaustion. Couldn't really fucking move off the sofa. I still got all my bits done, like, you know, did my steps, got all my food done, all my check-ins and work, but I was due to train legs, and because of how the setup landed to make sure that I was landing on push for the shoot, I switched push-pull legs to upper-lower and then did push-pull legs at the end of the week, which meant I actually hit legs 3 times last week, and then my rest day was actually traveling to London. So I think it just all caught up with me a bit. Sleep wasn't great, obviously, with the traveling and in a different bed. So I literally just took a double rest day and I was back in to train yesterday, which actually went very well. So today we are in for push. I'm not going to show you the session because I kind of just want to get on with it, especially after having a couple days off there, but I am going to go through the whole setup with you, with the food, the gear, and just talk to you about what it is exactly that will create a successful off season, but also things to avoid. I think very important. Now I'm very much in the peak of the off season. There are a few struggles occurring and troubleshooting, which, you know, through years of experience, I'm navigating, but it will be a good thing to discuss in this video. So I'm just outside Sainsbury's and then we'll get into meal 1. Back home now, getting meal 1 prepped, got the health sups there, sourdough in the air fryer, and the cream of rice was made pre-cardio. Now, what I do in the morning routine, and that is one of the most important things about the off season, is maintaining structure and routine. For health, of course, when pushing heavy body weights, but also digestion. So for me, I'm up at 6 in the morning right now. I would like to be getting up a bit earlier, but my sleep quality at the moment is not amazing, just where I pushed up body weight. So, you know, where I'm just like a bit tossing and turning, a bit disturbed. I like to just allow myself, like I'm in bed and asleep for 9:30, and then I'm awake at 6. So you'd like to think there's at least 7 hours there, right? But, you know, I am waking up a lot. I would like to be getting up at 5 in the morning for productivity, like getting my stuff done super early and then, you know, getting a lot done in the morning. But at the moment, I've got to prioritize a bit of sleep, but that's fine. You know, I'm still up at 6. Then I go do straight up hydrate, get the HydraFlow in, creatine, glutamine, take like my L-carnitine, which is 500 milligrams at the moment. And then my SLU as well. I'm running that for the last 2 weeks, just where to kind of like up-regulate my metabolism a little bit, just for where I pushed up body weight. And since putting that in, I have seen myself get tighter. I don't always like running that constantly. I like to bring it in. Well, Cuba does it obviously, but I like to bring it in like in stints rather than just running it throughout the whole off season. I think a lot of these things shouldn't be run year round. Anyways, take that, then take my T4, which is 150 mcg, T3, which is 25 mcg, my telmisartan, and 10 milligrams of Cialis. Then we go do cardio, which is 20 minutes on a cross trainer. Around, honestly, it's not like hardcore cardio, it's like lit. So 120, 130 max beats per minute, you know, level about 7, and I'm just kind of like, you know, putting on a pace. Like my heart rate's up, like I'll get off and I've got a breath on, like a fucking, I'm out of breath, should I say. But it's not like fucking mad intense. It's just to get the heart rate up. And I do that 5 times a week, just not on leg days. Then I get off, roll around on the mat a bit, open up my hips. I would like to actually have a bit more of an I've let the morning mobility kind of take a step back, just where I've been super busy. I'm like, fuck, I'm running out of time. I need to get my first meal in. And then it's just like a half-assed mobility session. And I have definitely felt it. The mobility is starting to diminish, especially now I'm like all-time size. So I need to actually get that in. I think on a rest day, I'm going to do 2 like real long sessions with a foam roller and actually get some treatments done as well, which I neglect. And I need to change that. By treatments, I mean like a bit of deep tissue, maybe some acupuncture. Anyways, the structure in the morning is going to maintain your ability to sleep good, good blood work, your digestion by getting you active in the morning, getting your digestion moving, straight away hydrating, you know, it's all these things that can take a slip because trust me, this morning I woke up and the last thing I wanted to do was get on that fucking cross trainer. You know, it would have been nice to just stay laid in bed, baby, but you start doing that, right? And it is a domino effect. Just this morning I'll take the day off. And then, you know, you start doing that and you start thinking it's acceptable to take these mornings off. If you hold that ground from start of the off season to the finish and just force yourself, no matter what you're feeling, no matter how the day has gone, just make sure that that is the non-negotiable. Because then you have won the morning as well and you're going into your day on a high. Like this morning, I've done it. I didn't want to do it, but I've done it and I feel fucking good for it. So that, in essence, is going to be your first initial foundation, maintaining the same level of adherence and high standards that you have in prep throughout your off season with that morning routine. Meal one of the 7 wonders of the world. Look at the absolute magnificent sight that is in front of me right now. That is 150 sourdough, 3 fried eggs, Burford Browns. I would normally put chili flakes and oregano on there, but I've run out and the shop didn't have any. 100 gram of smoked salmon underneath. Then we have 75 cream of rice, and 100 blueberries, and then 10 grams of whey, which is the whey drip, caramel biscuit flavor we're going for today, guys, which I'm loving at the moment. Conte, Joe 10 for that. I will show you my method of making cream of rice on my post-workout meal or last meal. I've had a few comments asking me to show you how to make cream of rice, so that is exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm in a bit of a rush right now and I'm running slightly late, so I have to go to the fucking shop. So not right now. All right, let's get into this. As a bodybuilder, especially a competitive bodybuilder, you have to understand that for the vast majority of the year, you're not going to be living in comfort. You're actually going to be in discomfort for the vast majority of the year, whether that be in your off season, pushing heavy body weights, eating food when you don't want to eat necessarily, tiredness, you're feeling lazy because you're digesting big amounts of food, you're walking around very heavy, or the opposite, you're going to be shredded, hungry, can't eat, legs heavy from high amounts of cardio. You know, being met with temptation on the daily, all these things, right? There is a very small part of the year where we're actually like, oh, fucking hell, I'm actually feeling decent. You know, and for me, it's like that kind of like 4 to 8 weeks post-show. And when you like 4 to 8 weeks into prep, where you're not very heavy, but you're not super lean. But for the vast majority of the year, you're living in discomfort. And we cannot expect to feel good. You can't expect to feel great all the time. And it is normal to be in some level of discomfort. And don't expect to just be feeling great all the time, because otherwise you're not going to be able to actually push for the progression you need, because you won't push hard enough. So many people like just instantly feel some level of discomfort. No, that's not right. I shouldn't be feeling that way. You know, I've got to pull back. There will be weeks and months where you are living in discomfort if you actually want to achieve a fucking sick physique. Otherwise, everyone would be doing it, right? You got to eat and push food when you're not fucking hungry. You're walking around absolutely knackered, tired, right? That's normal. There is a price to be paid for walking around fucking massive and jacked. Yeah? that price has to be paid. We can't have our cake and eat it. We can't expect to be a bodybuilder and fucking carry around enough, way more muscle tissue than our natural body is. Like, I'm meant to be skinny, right? My dad's lean, I'm, for the vast majority of my early 20s, even into mid 20s, I'm like a lean guy, like I'm walking around slim. So for me to push up to like 130 kilogram, it's not natural. I'm going to feel shit for those peak off-season weeks. My body's going to fight back. My sleep's going to start to suffer. I'm going to feel heavy. But look, what do I want to do? Like, do I want to be a bodybuilder or do I want to walk around looking like a swimmer? Both are fine, but I'm choosing the bodybuilder route because, in times where I'm struggling, right? Because trust me, I have days where I'm like, fucking hell, this is difficult. Like, we all have them. And that's what makes me feel alive. I personally think to myself, what else would I be doing? What's the alternative? Going back to just eating whatever you want, whenever you want. Or, just having no real goal or purpose. To me, I like the challenge. I need the challenge. Because otherwise I'll go backwards and I'm a very extreme person, right? I always have been. My little sister, when I was younger, used to call me Extreme Joey. Because everything I do it to the max. But not always to my advantage. It used to be going out partying. You'd do it to the fucking break of dawn and do everything is just to the max. And for the vast majority of my life, that was to my detriment until I found bodybuilding. Bodybuilding, for me, keeps me out of trouble because everything must be super locked in, routine, structured, which keeps me on the straight and narrow. It keeps me moving forward. I need that. I need the challenge to put this into just to focus on something so obsessive that actually is positive. Sure, health risks, steroids, whatever, but it's I'm staying out of trouble. What's the alternative? My old life, I was going out all the time, partying, this and that, getting up into all sorts of trouble, achieving fucking nothing with my life, spending all my money, feeling like shit for half the week. Me bodybuilding directly makes me stop doing that because that is bad for bodybuilding. I need to channel this extremity that I have where I want to just push something to the max. And luckily with bodybuilding, that benefits you. Pushing to the max with bodybuilding with efforts, consistency, routine, structure, training intensity, it benefits you rather than fucking, damages you, in relation to your direction in life. So when you're sat around thinking you're fucking hard done by, oh God, I'm feeling so shit, whatever, all my friends are going out. You're not, what's the alternative? Would you rather be eating shit every day? Would you rather be sitting on your ass not training? No. What we're doing benefits us long term, right? It's hard, it's difficult, but the benefits that we get from bodybuilding far surpass just physical, right? The physique that you build is a bonus. Of course, that's the goal. Obviously, that's what we work towards. A jacked physique, we want to walk around looking sick. Don't get me wrong, vanity comes into it a lot, of course. You'd be stupid to say otherwise. Who doesn't want to look fucking big, jacked, shredded, right? But what I didn't realize, and the biggest benefit for me for bodybuilding, is the mindset, discipline, the routine structure. Because I'm naturally unorganized person from, with work and stuff like that back in the day and just routine and that. But bodybuilding has forced me to build that part of me. And it can be built, laziness and all this and that. If someone's lazy, they're not lazy forever. You can change that. It's just discipline and structure that needs to be built through fucking just beating it into you like a muscle. You building discipline, you building mental strength is like building a muscle. It takes time and practice again and again and again, forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do over and over again. And also, for the vast majority of people in this world, especially in today's day and age, they have no ability to work at something without an instant reward, instant gratification. So when you get immersed into bodybuilding, it is such a patient game. It might take you half a decade or a decade to actually achieve something half decent that, you know, has some form of payoff. Obviously, along the whole way, there's a payoff because you love the process, whatever. But like, to actually build a physique that's like, fucking hell, that's a sick, jacked, ripped physique. Like, it can take absolute years, right? So that teaches you to be patient, to work at something for long periods of time. For the vast majority of people on earth right now do not have that. So it instantly sets you aside and in front of many people. And that can be channeled into all other areas of your life. The work rate, the effort, the patience, the consistency that you build mentally through bodybuilding will be used for your work life, finances, relationships, right? What starts off as vanity ends up in just whole life mastery. Now that is what you call a tangent. 8 minutes. let's get into meal 2. Meal 2 going down now, guys. A little bit later than I'd like. Half hour too late. Just being pulled in different directions this morning. Very annoying. Went to go cook my rice. No rice left. And I was supposed to go get it last night. So annoying. So I had to order some and it came in like 15 minutes. Cooked it. Pulled in different directions this morning. Putting out fires with clients. The life of a coach. But that is what we do. And I fucking love it. So now, a little bit of a change to this. My food has not actually gone up since the last time I did a full day of eating. But I have changed from jasmine rice to sushi rice, which I'll explain in a minute. So 125 gram of sushi rice, 200 gram of raw weight chicken breast, 100 gram of veg, mushroom spinach, 30 gram of avocado, 100 pineapple, 15 gram of 0% fat Greek yogurt as the sauce. Why am I using sushi rice instead of jasmine rice? I think sushi rice is much better when you have lower volume of water. Now I'm getting deeper into the off season, and especially the last few days where I was a little bit ill and fatigued, the appetite took a decent drop. Starting to come back actually a little bit today. I'm a lot more hungrier for this meal, but I've dropped the amount of water that I'm making my rice with just to make it lower volume and less stomach volume, you know, so it's easier to digest to some degree. And I just find the sushi rice is way nicer with that less amount of water. Stays quite nice and sticky, whereas the jasmine rice can get a little bit dry. I find the jasmine rice is way better when you're making it in higher volumes, like for prep and whatever. And then sushi rice is better for the lower volume in the off season and peaking. So yeah, let's get it. How I make my cream of rice. Had a few comments. Now this is for my actual post-workout meal. I've still got to have meal 3, which I'll go through after this, but I like to make my meal 4 post-workout meal for when I get home to eat, because I like it cold. I like my post-workout cream of rice cold, so it needs to be refrigerated during my training session. So first things first, we have my cream of rice. Right now I've got 150 grams, all right? Boil the kettle, okay? Make sure you've got your boiling water is essential. I will then mix it with a 4-to-1 ratio. So 4 lots of water per one cream of rice. So that's that. Whisk is essential. Now mix this up loads, right? Got to make sure that it's completely smooth. So get some fucking elbow grease in there and get it moving, Make sure it is completely smooth and not with loads of bits in it. The main thing is we want to keep this moving until it is like this. This is the texture I like it. Little bit thick. What I then do is put it in the microwave for 2 minutes because I like it pretty cake-like, right? Not everyone likes to do that. If you don't like it thick and you like it more runny, you don't need to microwave it. You could just have it with the boiling water. But me personally, I like it a bit thicker. And then I'll put it in the microwave for me 2 minutes. If you like it not as hard and pasty like a cake batter, you like it a bit runnier, microwave it for less, or do it with more water. You got to just play around with it. Everyone's different. There's no perfect way of making it. I've mastered my way of doing it with my preference, but everyone is different. Some people like it runnier, some people like it, thicker. And then once that is done, 2 minutes, I will then just put it in the fridge. But in the evening, I will put it in the freezer because I don't have as long to leave it there. Because obviously when it's in the fridge there, it will be in there for like a few hours whilst I'm eating, going gym, come back. But in the evening, I'll make my evening cream of rice meal about 6:30. I'll probably then eat it around 7:30. So, when it comes out the freezer, it's pretty much perfect because it's got to cool down. I don't like it piping hot. I don't like eating the cream of rice hot. I just think it kills the flavor personally. I prefer cold things. I could happily eat my chicken and rice cold as well, but so yeah, personal preference, of course. 3 going down. So we have pre-workout meal here, which is 150 gram of sushi rice, 150 gram of chicken breast, both of those dry, raw weight, 100 banana, bit of veg. I would normally have cinnamon on that bad boy, but I don't have any. And I went to fucking Sainsbury's this morning and I've done a food shop. Still managed to forget it. Very annoying. It's not as bad when you're in the off season. When you're on prep and you miss something from your meal, like your meal that makes it perfect, I'll fully walk to the shop. I'll fully fucking remake my meal or whatever. It has to be perfect. Whereas in the off season, it's like, oh God, I'll just get it in, right? Food's a bit more like fuel. Don't get me wrong, I'm still actually really enjoying my food other than that little dip of appetite. But as this day's going on, I'm starting to get that appetite back, which I'm fucking buzzing with. Because I don't know if any of you have ever experienced it, but when you're in the peak off season and you suddenly get ill, especially a stomach bug, sometimes that appetite never fully comes all the way back. So I'm just absolutely so fearful of stomach bugs. So, yeah, it's just one of those things like, fuck, I'm just no longer hungry and it never comes back. It's such a defeating feeling. But luckily, I'm starting to feel hungry again. Thank fuck for that, because those meals were starting to be a little bit of a struggle the last 2 days. So yeah, that's that. Pre-workout meal going down now. Then we'll get ready for the gym. We got a push today. Oh yeah, push day, baby. We have the pre-workout supplementation going down. So here we have the pre-workout of choice. So let's start from the bottom up. Conviction, which is the stimulant nootropic, basic performance, which will have your caffeine in it and your focus products. For me, I'm trying to keep it a bit lower stim recently, just to have less of a crash after. The conviction full serving for the vast majority of people is going to be absolutely sweet. It's 350 milligram of caffeine. For me, where I'm trying to just get the best sleep and, I train very fucking hard as is. Like, I just don't want to be getting super, like, mentally hyped every set and, like, crazy drive of, like, my adrenaline and just making my central nervous system go into overdrive. And then I just find it very, very difficult to kind of switch off at night. So since the normal serving size is 16 grams, I'm doing 10. I sometimes might even do 8, but I'm a bit fucking tired the last few days. So I'm going to bring it up to 10, which is, probably like just over 200 milligrams of caffeine or a bit more. So, still decent dose, but it's not going to have me wired. Mega pump. Pumps and nootropic there, so for focus. 1 serving of that, 1 full serving. 10 grams of glutamine. So that's 20 grams of that now total per day. I like just having it I like having it around the training window. Has some recovery benefits, but mainly for digestion, especially when having it with like a lot of artificial sweeteners here. And also I just want to get it in. As long as it's going in, I'm happy. So like when I have it pre-workout, it's just for routine. If I go, right, let's have it post-workout, I'll just forget. Creatine, 10 grams, that's 20 grams now total. Then intra-workout supplementation. I will drink this around 2 p.m. Normally halfway through the sesh, a couple exercises in. I normally eat my pre-workout meal at 12. This goes in at sort of 1:45 to a third of the way through the session. And that's 50 gram of carb drive. So then we go into essential gains, which is my EAAs. I like the unflavored carb drive, so just less artificial sweetness coming through, because then the EAAs is strawberry lime flavor, which is fucking unreal, to be fair. So I have that halfway through the sesh. That's the fuel. And then hydration-wise, I've got HydroFlow for the electrolytes, potassium, sodium, all that stuff. Pretty sure it has cocoa mineral in it, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so hydration formula as well. I've got iced tea there, peach iced tea. I'll be fucking real with you. It's pretty okay, right? I've had some elite flavors from HydroFlow. That one's okay. Because I'm sponsored by them, I'm not going to be like, yeah, it's sick, because then you'll buy it and it's mid and you won't trust me anymore. When I say something's fucking spot on and good, it's because it's spot on and good, and I'll tell you when it's not. That is absolutely fine. It's sweet. It's just very mild. I prefer something a little bit more potent. I like the lemon. Lemon and raspberry is by far my favorite flavor, but I like to switch them out. Every month I get one different just for the change in flavor. So push going down. I've actually changed my push setup, so at some point I will show you that. No more dip and no more prime incline. We're doing low incline Smith press, which I fucking love, and then the pin loaded high incline press. So time to go to war. Okay, back from push. Got the post-workout meal ready. Great session there. Very much enjoying the Smith machine press. Much prefer this to the prime incline personally. I know you can't obviously adjust the resistance profile so it doesn't drop off as much in the shorts, but with the prime incline, for me, there's just a lot of moving parts. Like, I got to get everything in the right position. I'm constantly thinking about like my elbow path, all this and all that, keeping a rib cage stacked, keeping all got to adjust constantly. I just feel like there's so much thinking about my cues. It kind of takes away my drive. Whereas with the low incline Smith and the enjoyment, low incline Smith is very easy. You're fucking locked in, depress the shoulders, drop, keep the elbows tucked, and I'm just moving like a fucking piston. I can get very strong at it. Less thinking and more just aggression. So here we have post-workout 150 salted caramel cream of rice. My absolute go-to cream of rice. I have had the caramel biscuit in the past, which is great, but I just prefer the salted caramel because it just is a bit stronger. And the fucking texture of Conte cream of rice is just a joke. It's so good. Especially when you actually mix it properly with a whisk with the boiling water, it's just so smooth. And then for me, like when I refrigerate it or put it in the freezer when it's cold, it's like just like fucking cake. Then I've got 150 frozen blueberries, and then 50 gram of, I've got caramel biscuit whey now. They were out of, Conte was out of chocolate caramel. They're back in stock now. But I wanted to try something different anyway, and the caramel biscuit is very sweet, but very fucking good. It's like, tastes like an ice cream. So yeah, I'm gonna get through this, and then got a decent bit of work to do still. Set up some late check-ins, bastards. I'm joking. And I've got some vids to edit for an Instagram post. So yeah, let's get it. Meal 5 going down. I almost started eating this and I forgot to film out of practice with the vlogs. I just petition to add more hours to the day. I just feel like I'm constantly like, fucking hell, the day's coming to an end. I still got loads of shit to do. It's like trying to wait for a rest day to just do all my like chores and like extra bits I need to do, because from wake to time I want to start winding down at sort of 7:30 p.m. It's just all systems go, right? And then add on top of that vlogging. Anyway, meal 5. Why is my gimbal doing this? There we go. A dramatic lowering of the vlogging camera. Anyways, we have 200 gram of 5% lean beef mince, 75 gram of the sushi rice, and probably around 7,500 veg there. and that's mushroom and spinach. And then we got a bit of kimchi, 30 gram of kimchi. Been putting that back in place now. Because one is fucking banging, but two, just to aid with digestion now, pushing into the off season. I did take it out for a little bit, literally primarily because it leaves when I was hungry, right, it leaves such a strong taste on your tongue when you finish the meal. I'm like, I just stayed hungry for ages because I could just constantly taste my meal. But now it's such a weird thing, but now that I'm out of food focus a little bit, I can keep that in. Tips for the kimchi and fermented foods: don't have too much. Moderation is key. The fermented foods, sauerkraut, kimchi, it's great for digestion. But if overdone, I find cause gas and a little bit of bloating, distension I found on prep. So, you know, honestly, like 25 grams, like maximum 50 grams a day is what you want to have. If you start having it with every single meal, I just find it actually has the adverse effects. I get a little bit bloated and farting. So let's get this in. I don't know why this fucking camera is just like spinning here, there and everywhere. So it's time to eat. Yeah, sick gimbal, lad. So sick. Winding down for the day. 7 p.m. I'm about to shut the laptop. Just sent out a setup. Just trying to work through WhatsApps, the never-ending WhatsApps. But I did promise you my gear stack. So everyone always wants to talk about the drugs, the secret sauce. I hate do you know what I hate? I hate everyone just fucking obsessively talking about peptides at the moment. It's so boring. It's the most boring subject, I think. Fuck me. Because I've tried a fair few and they just make such a negligible difference. The energy that could be putting into like people like fucking studying these peptides like to death, right? And if you learn how to train properly, you'd fucking get 10 times more progress or 100 times more progress. It's just so negligible. Like, I take them, don't get me wrong, because I'm trying to be a professional bodybuilder. I have, you know, a little bit of money to be able to, but by no means am I rich or fucking well off, but I have some excess funds to use. But if you are on a tight budget, like I was years ago when I was bodybuilding, you know, working at the bank, or, you know, when I was at uni, do not waste your fucking money on peptides. This is why I don't want a peptide sponsor, because I want to keep it real with you guys. Use your money effectively on, obviously, food, good quality food. Keep your stress low as well. Like, I think there's a lot to be said about actually having a decent financial situation in the bank for keeping stress low. Even if you are paying for everything and you are just about getting by, the stress of being paycheck to paycheck and broke actually would, you know, far outweigh the benefits of the peptides if you're broke and fucking stressing about money. Stress is the biggest killer, and financial stress is the biggest stress of all. So just set some money aside. Just feel stress-free, right? Now, with that being said, anyway, I'll be like, fucking hell, get to it, come on. Test, 1,000 milligram, a gram a test. This is the first time in my whole entire pathetic existence I'm doing a gram a test. So yeah, gram a test going down, right? 600 milligram of Mastron and 1,000 milligram of Primo, okay? So, again, do I need to say it? Don't copy my cycle. I'm sure if you're watching this, you're intelligent enough to know that this is because I am experienced. I am 130 kilograms. I am trying to push into the open category. You know, not trying. I am pushing into the open category. And, you know, I've been lifting for fucking decade, right? So, even then, this is the most I've ever done, okay? So please do not copy this. That's that done. So, gram a test, 600 mast, gram a Primo, 15 IU of growth. I've recently put that back in because I was running low and I couldn't get any for a little bit. So I was kind of making my kit last. But I've now stocked right the fuck up. So we're doing 15 IU pre-bed. Okay? Now, aside from this, I am taking, by the way, the growth being 15 IU, I feel it all right. I think, honestly, for like actually gaining good like tissue from growth, you need to be pushing it like 8 IU plus. Obviously, running it lower than that comes with a lot of benefits. Don't get me wrong. Recovery, sleep, which obviously aids in muscle tissue, but I feel like the most effects from it for actual growing tissue when I've pushed it 8, 10 plus. Now, peptides. L-carnitine, 500 milligrams fasted. Right now, SLU, 500 milligram fasted, but that's only in for 2 weeks. MOT-C, 1 milligram fasted on training days. And I've got Lantus insulin in 10 IU with my meal one. You know, so that's pretty much it. Obviously, metformin, these boring bits. Metformin, 500 milligrams before bed. And I believe that's it. Okay, so, aside from that, I've got the Clo blending, which is like BPC, TB, 500, GHK. And then I'll take like Amino Swole, which is like just like a pump formula, which is like injected. So yeah, we've got a fair amount of fucking injections, guys. So if you want to be a bodybuilder and you want to do peptides, you want to do growth, you want to do insulin, you're going to be jabbing 5-6 times a day. It's pretty mad. Like when I load all my pins up, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing, mate? Like how did I go from YouTubing how to get abs to fucking sticking myself with needles every day like a pincushion? Is it all worth it? I'm joking. Of course it's fucking worth it. Do you know what, right? I'll actually keep it real with you right here. I didn't start gear, right, till I was 26, I believe. And until I moved to Manchester which was 2021, 2022, so what, yeah, I didn't run more than sort of 400 milligrams. I was fucking scared, bro. I thought that was a lot because I wasn't around bodybuilders, right? I was running like 300, maybe like 300 tests, maybe like 200 primo. And then I was sprinkling a little bit of Anavar for like a photo shoot with my very first coach. I think that was it. And I was like, fucking hell, like, but at that time I was a bit more lifestyle-y. Like I fucking had a sick rig. Like my Marbella rig was like, if you're a lad who likes, partying, going out, and you want to look aesthetic, my physique was probably fucking goals. Like I was just pure lean, shredded, not like a mass monster. It wasn't too over the top. And, I felt great. I was light. I was fucking, slept good. But obviously the pursuit of mass never ends and you just get obsessed, don't you? But, like looking at that physique is mad aesthetic and it's fucking easy to maintain. Like I'm going out most weekends for dinner whilst, getting shredded just with calorie banking and that. And I'll run like the low dose test and whatever. Well, not low dose, moderate dose test, like 300, maybe 200 primo. Then when I got to Manchester, I was around proper bodybuilders, right? And, became mates with competitors and they're talking in the changing rooms or when we're at pre's, like, not pre's going out drinking, like pre-workout, talking about the dose. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how the fuck are you alive, bro? But then, you get desensitized to it. And you realise what it takes to, one sec, Deliveroo. Hello? All right, mate, I'm coming. So, grocery delivery. Anyways, I'll wrap this up. You realise what people take, and this is standard, right? So if you're watching this thinking, fucking hell, like that's a lot of gear. I mean, it is. I'm not downplaying it, but this is what people take at my level. It's just the standard, right? So yeah, it's game on. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 weeks of this push left and it will stay at that. I don't necessarily need any more. I don't want any more, to be honest. Like, I'm feeling fucking sweet. Like, if you can't progress on this, then just give up. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, let's fucking get on with it. I need to go get my Deliveroo before, bro. I need to just clean the flat. I need to just sort so much shit out. I just don't have the time, guys. So next rest day, it's going to be chores day because, you know, I've got my fucking clothing's hanging up here, washing up to do. You know, it gets to the end of the day, I'm like, I just want to wind down, but I've still got so much shit to do. I'm sure everyone can relate. That's just life. I'm not fucking moaning because everyone's in the same boat. It's just, I'm sure you can relate, right? So yeah, let's get going. Meal 6 going down, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa. Look at that beaut. All right, what do we have here? We have 120 salted caramel, cream of rice, the GOAT by Conte, only the best. Then we have 200 grams of berries. Shit, I forgot to add 100 gram of banana. My fucking head is all over the place. I cannot tell you today. Losing it. I'm absolutely losing it. I lost my fucking phone and t-shirt and hoodie in the gym about 3 times today. I was getting proper fuming. You know, we just like, I literally just put that down. Where the fuck is it? Anyways, and then I've gone Sainsbury's in the morning, right? I've then got a food order. I've then gone to make my cream of rice. I ain't got any fucking cinnamon. So I order another food order for my food for tomorrow morning because I didn't have time to go out and Aldi. Get it all ordered. The main reason of this order was the cinnamon and paprika for my seasonings, right? Everything turns up but that. This is why I fucking hate food deliveries and I just prefer going on my own. Anyway, guys, let's redo this. Okay? We have Bobosh, 120 gram of cream of rice, 200 grams of berries. Then we also have 100 gram of banana, which I'll add, soz. Then we have 50 gram of caramel biscuit whey and 20 grams of pippa nut almond butter. Okay? So that is the story for today, ladies and gents. As you can tell, it's been a busy one, but an enjoyable one. Look, we're living it up. We're bodybuilding, we're lifting, we're making progress. Everything else is just noise. If you're training, you're exercising, you can walk, unless you're a wheelchair bodybuilder, then fair enough. And you have enough funds to decide what to eat, to manipulate your physique. You have a roof over your head, you're paying your bills. You are doing fucking great, my friend. Even just paying your bills. A lot of people are struggling with that. I think our expectations of what is doing well and what the normal person is kind of getting up to is far higher than what is the actual real life situations for most people. Like the big wins you see on Insta, it's few and far between for most people. If you are getting your lifts in, you're training 4 times a week, you're sticking to your food, you know, and drinking enough water, sleeping 7 hours a night, and working towards a goal, you are actually doing fucking great and paying your bills, and you're not, you know, stealing and fucking robbing, scamming people. You got an honest day, you work an honest job, earn an honest wage. You are doing fucking great, my friend, and you're doing far better than most. So, you know, give yourself a little bit of credit. Now, that's that. That's my evening done. Got to sit down now and watching Yellowstone, which I fucking love. If you use my code at Conte, Joe10, appreciate you. And Vanquish, Joe15. Peace, love, until next time.